So before we get started, I know you're kind of be looking like, why is this Truth and Love logo like just sitting randomly on this video? It's because I didn't realize when I was editing that the way I'm sitting, you can see exactly where I live, and that's not safe. So this is why the random box is sitting there. But just so you know, all right. So we're gonna begin to the video now.
Hey you guys, it's Akira, Truth and Love United. What's going on? So if you are new to my channel, welcome to the family. Please make sure you hit the subscribe button. Please also make sure you hit the notification bell so every time I post, you will get a notification that I got some new stuff popping. If you're coming back, hey boo, what's good? What's popping? So listen, I normally say I'm going to try to make this as short as possible. I can't even front. This one, it might not be short.
She knows exactly what she wants, and she knows exactly what she deserves, and it makes them boys nervous.
Alright, so I'm gonna try to keep it as concise as possible, but it just my brain is all over the place. So we'll start with what this started about. If you guys know, I've like said in passing, like I have trust issues, or I have issues with relationships, not other people in relationships. Like I love going to weddings, all that type of stuff. Like I love, but I have a hard time. I'm sorry, I'm outside. It feels really good. It's hot in my house, so I'm outside in the car. Plus I think I like the car video, so we'll see. But only thing is outside noises. But anyway, yeah, I really love and I love, when two people decide like, yo, you are the person that I want to be with the rest of my life. And two people make that decision for one another. Like, I think that's beautiful. And don't get me wrong, if I'm being completely transparent, I do go through times when I genuinely desire that and I will want that one day. But then other things happen and I'm just like, nah, I'm good, right? So I was thinking about, I don't know if you guys pay attention, but I talk in pop culture, specifically hip-hop culture, like R&B, black culture, but in general, I speak in culture because I love music, I love entertainment, I like to create, I like artistry, things like that. So I gravitate towards those things. I've been thinking a lot about Ciara, Russell Wilson, and Future. And I think actually if you check out my blog, I actually wrote about the Ciara thing a little while ago. I'll put the link in the description box. But I wrote kind of like how I felt about it, things like that. And how, as women, like we all say we want a Russell Wilson. We all say forget Future, whatever. But a few things have to happen. First of all, let's keep it a buck. Most of us think Russell Wilson is corny. I mean, okay, I say Russell Wilson, but like the characteristics of a Russell Wilson, right? A lot of this isn't our fault. We have been taught that masculinity, especially black masculinity, because I'm black and I prefer black men and I hope to marry a black man one day, if that's what it is. We are taught to perceive black masculinity in a very specific way. So think of like The Boys in the Hood, or Baby Boy, or I don't know, those types of movies though. Like any of the hood movies we grew up on, like Friday, like any of the hood movies we grew up on, like we've seen black masculinity shown a very specific way. So anything outside of that, we look at crazy. Or even think about like the Russell Wilsons, right? Like when we would see the characteristics of a Russell Wilson played out through media, a lot of times it's perceived as corny, it's perceived as he's whack, whatever. Even in the most like not generic, but even in the most like vanilla way, like think about Stefan versus Urkel. We would think of Russell Wilson as a Stefan, as a Urkel. He has swag though. Like I will not play Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson has swag, but it's like a different type of swag that we're taught to be attracted to. It's a different type of swag that we're taught to even like associate with a quote unquote good man. So when we see a man that type of way, a lot of times we don't even pay him any attention. You know what I'm saying? And think about it. And this is where I had to like check myself, because I attract a certain type of man. And for the longest, I was real good at like, I don't know why these dudes be trying to talk to me, And then I had to really be honest with myself and be like, but you're the common denominator. So what is it about you, sis? Me, sis. I am sis. Sis is me. What is it about me that attracts that type of person? And I had to realize it's because I feed into those stereotypes of what masculinity is supposed to be and what masculinity is supposed to look like. Think about it. Think about the type of person you have to be to date a Future, and then think about the type of person you have to be to date a Russell Wilson. And Ciara is both of these people, right? But think about where you have to be mentally, where you have to be, what you have to believe you deserve to date a Future versus what you believe you deserve when you date a Russell Wilson. Because and obviously I don't know these men, obviously, but just the way they carry themselves, the way they speak about, even if you listen to the way they speak about Ciara, it's night and day. But because they come from two different places, they're two different types of men because they have two different characters, right? So when we talk about, as women, we want a Russell Wilson and we tired of the Futures, what energy are you putting out into the world that would attract a Russell Wilson? If you are, and last week we talked about having a hot girl summer, and we talked about, how hot girl summer can mean different things to different people. Like I said, for me, it means getting in my bag, focusing on my business, like getting myself together, because I want to be a whole person. That's another thing. So one thing that really sets me off about relationships, or like the way relationships are presented, is the idea of we are two halves making a whole. Nah, boo-boo. I am a whole person. I desire to be a whole person spiritually, a whole person financially, a whole person emotionally. Like, I desire to be a whole person. And don't get me wrong, we all have stuff, but I want to work on as much of my stuff as possible. So when whomever comes, prayerfully, he's been working on his stuff as well, and we could be two whole people building a powerhouse. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to like, you got stuff you ain't dealt with, I got stuff that I ain't dealt with, and because we haven't dealt with those things, like, we're constantly triggering each other and being all this craziness. No. I don't have time. He ain't got time. We ain't got time. I am not a half of a person. I am not a person who's purposeless. I'm not a person who's just out here floundering trying to figure out my life. No, I have purpose. I know what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm whole, and I need another whole person, so we'll be two wholes together and just be bomb. You know what I'm saying? With all that being said, think of the work you have to do to go from I believe I deserve a Future to I believe I deserve a Russell Wilson. And like I said, we're taught to not appreciate those qualities in men. How many times do you know the man who really likes us, we call him corny, the one who's respectful, like, or we allow other people's opinions of that man to change the way we look at them. Now, I'm not saying settle. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, every man that's nice to you or shows you respect isn't your husband or isn't the guy for you. You know what I'm saying? But you have to make sure that when you recognize those qualities in somebody, like, acknowledge them for what they are, and make sure, like, you tell him, like, men need encouragement too. Even my male friends, like, I have a male friend, shout out to Jonathan. Jonathan, to me, is one of the sweetest men I have ever met in my life. He's so down to earth. He's so caring. He's thoughtful. He's all these things a woman would love in a man. And I tell him all the time, if the chick do you dirty, we're gonna wipe her out like in detergent. Okay, like, I will fight for Jonathan. Like, he's such a sweetheart. And I don't want a woman who's scarred and who hasn't done the work and all of that to come along and jack him up. So I'm very protective of him. He's such a sweetheart. But anyway, I'm getting off track. What are you, as a woman, what work are you willing to do to become who Ciara had to be in order to attract a Russell Wilson? Because it's beyond her looks. Her looks do not raise his children. Her looks do not help build her business. I mean, it's partly because she's beautiful, but you know what I'm saying? Like, there has to be more to her than just what she looks like in order for him to have chosen her, especially because he believes in God. So what is it about her? You know what I'm saying? Like, think about the work she had to do to get to a place that she knew she deserved a man like that, and what she had to do to get to that place. We talking about having a hot girl summer, and I just ran across this thing today about this party where they had the cucumber challenge. Listen, I don't know why I got so angry, but I think part of it is half of y'all the same ones talking about dudes ain't this and this and this and that. And listen, I understand that all of us are at different places. Feminism got some of y'all jacked up out here because, first of all, to me, feminism is about choice. It's about having the luxury of choice, the luxury of doing whatever it is that you want to do. But just because you have the opportunity to do something does not mean that you have to do it. Does not mean that you should do it. I don't understand the, what's the word I'm looking for? Hey, one more time before I go. I'm sorry. I don't understand the curiosity. I don't understand the purpose of deep throating a cucumber on camera for male gaze. I don't understand. And I'm not saying those types of women don't deserve respect. I'm not saying that you deserve whatever happens to you, because I strongly oppose that thought process, and I do not believe that. But like I always say, we have to be aware of the energy that we're putting into the world. There are people who are crazy. There are people who would do whatever they want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, the world we live in is so crazy that it's like, why even put that type of energy into the world? I want to understand the purpose behind that. Like, why? Listen, if that's what you into, do what you got to do, sis. But why do we need to know that's what you about? Why, if you with your man, your husband, whatever it is, whatever, and you get down like that, more power to y'all. But why do we need to know that? And then these are the same women who are like, yeah, I want to Russell Wilson, and dudes ain't this and this and that, but you're not even being self-aware enough to think about the type of whatever you're putting into the world. Like, that's crazy to me. So I had to take a step back and really look at myself and think about, like I said, I have issues with relationships. I've been in several situations that are like crazy, and I had to think about who I was and what I was doing to contribute to that, to those situations, and to contribute to the idea of this is why a man thinks it's appropriate to treat me this way or to do whatever they're doing. And I had to come to the realization that for a long time, I was operating out of a place of wanting to get chose. I was operating out of a place of, I just want a man. I was operating out of a place of being afraid, because, again, I'm confident now, but I haven't always been confident, especially being a little bit browner and being fat. I haven't always been confident. And so there was a point in my life where I felt like I have to put up with whatever just to say I have this man around. And I'm thankful that I'm in a place that I'm not there anymore. But then I had to also go through a phase of, I don't need no, like, I had to, but I went through a phase, I don't need nobody, whatever. And no, it's not that either. It's being able to find the balance, like being comfortable enough in your skin to just live your life, or I had to get comfortable enough in my skin to just live the life that I wanted. And then the people who are supposed to come, they'll come. And then having enough self-confidence to block the things that I know aren't for me. I think every person should have 2 or 3 non-negotiables. Like, some things you can negotiate, some things kind of, but I feel like you should have a few absolutely positively not negotiables when it comes to who you want as a partner. One of mine is he has to be a Christian, period. Not only a Christian, but like genuinely have his own relationship with God, has his own church home, like, that's one of my non-negotiables. Everyone doesn't agree with that. I'm not asking you to, I'm just telling you what it is. And there's a person in my life who we've flirted, we've liked each other for a very, very long time, but he does not believe in God. Or it's not, he gonna get mad if I say that. It's not that he doesn't believe in God. He believes in like the universe. But see, I don't do that. His name is God. Capital G-O-D, Jesus, Holy Spirit, 3 or 1, Trinity, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I believe in. At this point in my life, I don't want to date just to date. I'm dating with purpose. If I'm dating you, it's because I can see a life with you. That's what I'm looking for. So I don't even entertain you if you don't believe in Jesus in the way that I believe in Jesus. I don't do the universe. I don't do we think it's something up there. I don't believe in all of that. I believe in God and Jesus and the Holy Spirit and them 3 being one. And if you don't believe that, that's fine. We can be cool all day, but you can never be my man. You can never be my husband. You can never be the father of my children. But this person, he has a lot of the other qualities that I appreciate and that I would want in my husband. So it becomes hard when I'm around this person, because he's good people. Like, outside of that, like, he's fun, he's sweet, he's smart, he's funny, like all these other things that I really, really like. But my best friend, y'all know Jessica, had to get me together one time. Like, she knows this person as well. And, I ran into this person this past weekend, and, we were kicking it, talking, whatever. And this is the text message my best friend sent me. If you follow me on, actually, I don't think I posted it on the Truth and Love United Instagram. I will post it on there so y'all can see it there too. But this is the text message she sent me, because me and her had the conversation of the Russell Wilson versus the Futures. And don't get me wrong, like, he's not a future, like, he's disrespectful and things like that. But when it comes to the grand scheme of the things that I want, the things that I desire, the things that I want to build, and the life that I want to have, and the legacy that I want to leave, he does not fit into that. And I have to remember, I love the purpose that I believe God has given me more than what my flesh wants in this moment. And I had to really check myself. And I told him what it said. Like, you know, we had a whole conversation. He said it was rude, and we had a little back and forth about it. But overall, like, I had to remember why, first of all, why I came up with those non-negotiables, why they're important to me. And then based on that, like, I have to move accordingly. I can't come on here and tell y'all, you know, you have to live your best life and be mindful of your actions, you know, think about what you're doing, because it always sets up for later. I can't say that and then just be out here with like any type of dude. Not saying he's any type of dude, but you know what I'm saying? Like, just a person who I know does not fit into what it is I want, just for the sake of having a man. Like, that's corny. That's whack. No. I'd rather be alone and fit, you know, and continue to build on myself while I'm alone than to focus on putting all this energy into a man who I know won't be around, or realistically I will eventually get tired of, or eventually become frustrated with, because he can't be what it is that I want. And I know there are some people who are like, well, you should be able to negotiate. Like I said, there are a lot of things I'm willing to negotiate on. Honestly, I've kind of calmed down when it comes to the physicality of what I want my man to look like. Like, I have desires, but like, character-wise, I focus more on his character and his heart than what he looks like. Don't get me wrong, he can't be Hunchback of Notre Dame, you know what I'm saying? But I've kind of relaxed on the physicality. But character, there are just certain things I will not negotiate on. I will not budge on. And you should have those too. There's nothing wrong with having standards for yourself. And frankly, I feel like I have the luxury of doing that. I can do what I want. Psh, no shade, look at me. Look at the kid. I'm cute. And I believe in Jesus. And a bomb. So why wouldn't I? But anyway, I say all that to say, for all the women who are like me, who are nervous about love, who are nervous about the relationships and nervous about all of those things, it'll come along when it's supposed to. But make sure that during this time, you're not just sitting, twiddling your thumbs, waiting for whomever. This is the perfect time to get out here and have fun. Live your life. Take that trip. Take that class. Buy that book. Start that business. Hang with your friends. Start a hobby. Whatever it is. But make sure you're filling yourself with those things. So when this person comes along, it's like he's the cherry on top. He's not a necessity. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a whole nother video, child. That's a whole nother video. Anyway, just make sure you're working on building your own life and being content and happy in that life. So when a man comes along, it's not, oh, a man. It's not like that. It's, oh, well, let me see how he rock. If he get down, cool. If he don't, it's cool. And it's okay to let him go without any whatever. So if you've gotten this far, I really appreciate it. Make sure you check out the website, Truth and Love United. I said that I was thinking about starting to shout out people in videos. So this first video, I'm going to shout out Leah. Leah has been a supporter from day one. I really, really appreciate you, Leah. She's really, really cool. I've known her in my real life. If you think you want to know Jesus related, Leah like a walking Bible. So she know the business. So thank you, Leah. I appreciate it. I think that's all I got. I am going to try to put another video up. My boss just called me, so I got to make a work run. But I am going to try to get another video up this week. Look out for that one. I'm really, really excited because I'm going to be talking about my sister and her book in that one. So I'm excited about that. But I think that's it. Did I say check out the website? If I did, I'm going to say it again. Check out the website, truthandloveunited.com. And like I always say, as long as you're running your race at God's pace, you're exactly where you're supposed to be. Bye, y'all.
Know that girl can make everything you got